Number 38.
Yes.
Clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, Rotary. Rotary! If you're happy and you know it, Rotary. Rotary! If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, Rotary. Rotary! If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Rotary! If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Rotary! If you're happy and you know it, then your life will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Rotary!
Let's go on to the grand old flag.
Grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seeger. Please join me in the pledge. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the
Truth.
truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And will it be fun?
Yeah, skills. Dr. Constant, is she here for the invocation? Would anyone like to do a quick prayer for us? Come on up, my friend.
I'll just do it from here.
Okay.
Let
nice
us
and loud.
pray. Gracious God, we give you thanks for this day, for this gathering, for our friends in Rotary. Inspire us, enable us, strengthen us, and allow us to grow more from our experiences with one another. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Visitation report, Brian McGuire. You didn't have anything, did you?
Yeah, I don't have anything. I'll open it to the floor if anybody has anything they know of, any members. If not, you can find me after the meeting and inform me if you know anything.
Thank you. Sorry, Brian. I forgot to say that you all may be seated. See, if you notice, Chick is still standing as a gentleman. You may be seated. Brian had no visitation report, but he encourages if anybody knows of anyone needing our help or assistance to please let him know. I believe Mr. Bug had a quick announcement.
Quick announcement, March 1st, we're having a Suds and Buds sneak preview for prospective sponsors. So we may ask a couple of y'all to, I don't see anyone in the room who's on this ask to present as part of that program. But really the idea is get prospective sponsors in here, let them learn about Suds and Buds, and let them answer the call to action to be a sponsor. And so we've already got several bank presidents lined up. We had Trey Dudley that showed up February 1st. That's okay. He'll come back March 1st. But again, let's use that opportunity to invite prospective sponsors and let's show them what Suds and Buds is all about. Then they can decide if they want to be part of it.
Fantastic. And perhaps we will have beer. No oohs or ahs? Beer, March 1st.
That's a good idea.
Perhaps. Introduction of guest, Al Carmichael.
Good morning. We have two guests with us today on this sort of sparse day. First of all, Chris Bug has a guest.
Trey had to go. He's coming back March 1st.
Go.
I had him on the wrong first of the month.
Poor guy could have stayed.
And also we have one other guest who is a former Rotarian from San Jose, California, who's moved back from here. She's from Norfolk area and moved back here after some 30 years, is that correct?
Yes,
Laura, Beth, Doherty,
yes.
and she's been participating with us online on Zoom, but I think this is your first one.
It's nice to meet everyone in person.
Yeah.
It's not usually this cold or white here. It's very unusual. And you do have palm trees.
Of course, I lived here in 1980.
It was so different back then, though. The 80s was such a different time. School of the Week, Ocean View Elementary. They are getting a Black Panther novel, Shuri. They will be getting that, Ocean View Elementary. Today's rotation scribe, Julie Kiesling. I saw Julie come in. She's in the back. Julie, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right, sounds good. We have a ton of stuff to get to. Of course, it's my favorite meeting of the month because it's the first. It's the only meeting I go to, by the way, is the first meeting of the month, right? Because free cake. Because we have birthdays and anniversaries. January birthdays. Colin Scooch, January 2nd. Stephen Kirkland is the 8th. Our colleague Greg Bachheim is the 9th. Donald Doman is the 11th. Ann Baldwin, the 18th. Paul Sykes, the 19th. And Deborah Davis, the 20th. That was January. I'm also going to do February. Bill Leehu, February 1st. Is Bill here today for his actual birthday? Darn. All right. Amanda Workman is on the 7th. Bill Eisenweiss, February 8th. Kay Kemper is on the 13th. Fred Walker is also on the 13th. John Cameron is the 22nd. Stephen M. Jones is the 22nd. And Rick Karate is on the 24th. So with that, I think we have 2 months worth of birthdays to sing, Seagar.
Yes, so do you want to sing it twice or just once?
Yeah.
Just once.
Let's do one really good version.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Marilyn, was that better? I am a good singer. We've got some wedding anniversaries in February. Brian, and pronounce your bride's last name properly?
Kira McGuire.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Kira McGuire. 3 years, February 2nd. That's awesome. Congratulations. Dr. Steve and Wanda Jones, 6 years. That's still kind of newlywedish. Congratulations, Dr. Jones. And they're on February 29th. All right, I've got some Rotary anniversaries. Joe New, 47 years. He joined in 1975. Colin Scooch, 2 decades, 20 years. Collins joined in 2002. Marilyn Gowan, 5 years. That's half a decade, Marilyn. 2017. Bernie Cohen, 12 years. He joined in 2010. And Bob Batcher, celebrating 2 years in Rotary. He joined in 2020. Congratulations, Rotarian. All right. Another great, fun, happy thing is I'm going to ask Seeger to come up and we're going to present, I heard many Paul Harris pins. Correct, Seeger?
Yes.
So many you needed pockets full.
Yes, I hope you have them all.
I have none of them.
You have none of them.
Oh, here they come. They're coming in a Brinks truck. That's how many we have.
Okay.
So they're all in alphabetical order.
Oh, how wonderful.
You ready?
Okay, thank you. So, you all know that we had a fabulous day of giving way back in, what was it, early December, I think it was. So, most of these came from that day of giving, and from the bottom of my heart, thanks to all the Rotarians who give so generously to the Rotary Foundation, and also for those who give to our own endowment. So, let's start. Tom Ambler. Paul Harris +1. Chris Bugg. Paul Harris Fellow +2. Al Carmichael. Paul Harris Fellow plus 5. Jim Kitts. Jim is getting his first red stone, so he's a Paul Harris Fellow plus 6.
Wow.
Alan Nelson. Paul Harris Fellow plus 4. Michelle Nettles. Paul Harris Fellow plus 2. Marty Race. Paul Harris Fellow plus 3. Here we go. Chick Robeson. Paul Harris Fellow plus 4. Jerry Rothgary. She made enough in contributions to get 2 of them when you add together the points that she was delivered. So we have both Paul Harris Fellow plus 5 plus a 1 with a redstone, so Paul Harris Fellow plus 6. Rob Solt. Rob is a brand new Paul Harris Fellow. A certificate and also your pin. Thank you so much. Diane Wallach. No.
What?
No, I didn't. I have 1 remaining, and I can't believe you didn't know this.
I did.
Paul Harris Fellow plus 5.
Oh, great.
Come on down.
All right, quick photo. This is a huge group. Yeah. Panoramic.
Got it.
Gotta do a panoramic.
All right, we get kicks in there. All right, ROT, ERY. Excellent.
Thank you all.
Congratulations, everyone. That is, I think, without a doubt, in my time in Rotary, the largest Paul Harris class I have ever seen. So congratulations. Thank you all for your contributions to the foundation. As someone who was able to travel to some of the poorest parts of the world and see the work of the foundation in person, it means a lot. Thank you all for that. Okay. Okay, the second best part of the program, fines and happy bucks. Any fines from the floor? I see happy bucks from the floor. I'll take both. Go ahead, Gus, you're itching.
As a native Cincinnati, and I attended the very first Bengals game at Nippert Stadium, and was a season ticket holder for many years. But to start out, I got $40 here for their 3 wins up to this point. Nobody knows where that came from. If they win.
Congratulations, that's fantastic. Mr. Buck.
I got 5 happy bucks for Duke playing Carolina this weekend, but in addition to that, I thought I'd offer a wager. Norfolk Rotary Charities as the beneficiary.
You know, somehow I
Oh, you want
suspect
points,
my
don't you?
beloved Tar Heels are not going to be on the winning end of this bet. So
It's for charity.
it better be cheap.
5 more bucks.
Make it 10.
Yeah.
Call him up, President Michael.
All right. right.
Since I don't think that I will have anything to cheer about next weekend, I will tell you that before Duke was the big rival, it was NC State. And I was in the Dean Dome on Saturday when the Heels whooped up on NC State, beat them by 20, was ahead by 35 before they started sending in all the reserves. And I was there when they honored Coach Roy Williams, who led the Tar Heels for 18 years and gave us 3 national championships. Thank you very much.
Michelle.
I am happy because I just got awarded for the 7th year in a row the Best of House.
Happy bucks. I've got 20 happy bucks, 10 of which are for President-elect Lori Harrison for running the show while I was gone. Thank you so much. The other 10, because I was gone, I was lucky enough to go to Scottsdale for a week for work, Kauai for a week for work, and then we finished. I had to take some time off, so 2 weeks on a walk. It's tough. What?
Did we pay for that?
No, who should the Brox paid for it, actually. Capital Campaign paid for it, so, and some of you in this room have donated to that, so thank you so much. But it was about the desert biome and our tropical biome that we're building, which we start construction on in April. And also a quick shout out, because he's here, and I can find from the floor, Clay Dills. I think if I mention you, you can't find, I'm not sure. But Clay Dills, who, as we all know, is the architect of that. So, and I forgot to introduce Sergeant at Arms today, Marilyn Gowan. She'll be collecting all of your money. By the way, if you had a birthday, anniversary, or something else I talked about prior, you're supposed to pay out as well. Wedding anniversaries?
Yeah, tomorrow's my 3rd wedding anniversary, so I'll give happy bucks. I don't have cash on me, so I'll do it through Venmo.
Oh, we can Venmo, and we have the accounts right at the front, right, Karen? And make sure it goes to the right account, either charities or not charities, and fines should go to charities. Anything else from the floor? All right. Vice President in charge of programs, Jeff Wells. Return of the day, Tom Ambler, who will introduce our speakers of the day. Tom?
Tom was born in Allentown, raised in snowy upstate Cortland, New York. Tom first went to Potsdam State for far upstate New York and then to law school at the University of Pittsburgh. In 1978, he then started his 40-year in-house career with Southern Railway in D.C. In 1982, Southern Railway merged with Northwest to become Norfolk Southern Corporation, and also during that same year there was a merger of Martha Broadfoot and Tom, who are happily married. There were 2 moves, one to Atlanta in 1984 and the second 1987 to Norfolk. We're very welcome to have you here. Martha and Tom welcomed 2 children, Catherine in 1988 and Matthew 1991. Both children went to Norfolk Public Schools, college, and are now married and living and working in San Francisco and Alexandria, Virginia, respectively. In 2018, Tom ended his career with Norfolk Southern, but more importantly, he started his association with Norfolk Rotary. So we're welcoming Tom.
Thank you, Jeff. It's my honor to introduce to you our club members who will be talking today about strategic planning for our club. Lori Harrison is the Director of Community Engagement at Eastern Virginia Medical School. She is responsible for increasing awareness of EVMS in its educational, research, and clinical programs and building a pipeline to donors to support the institution. Prior to her current role, she served as Development Director at Physicians for Peace and traveled with medical mission teams to India and the Philippines. Lori is a past president of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, Hampton Roads, is a 2018 graduate of Lead Hampton Roads. She's a sustainer of the Junior League of Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and currently is the president-elect for our club. While Dave Duncan is our secretary-treasurer-elect, he has had a 40-year career in the hospital industry. During that time, he has served as everything from a folder in the laundry to president. His greatest claim to fame, however, is the creation, implementation, and evaluation of strategic planning processes. He has done strategic planning for many organizations, both for profit and nonprofit. Today, he will propose a strategic planning process for our own club. So I'm now pleased to introduce to you Lori and Dave.
Thank you, Tom. This weekend, I had the opportunity to participate in President-elect mandatory training via Zoom for about 6 hours, so that was a lot of fun. And it was the perfect time for us to talk about our strategic plan. So I'm really excited that today we're going to begin the process. So our current strategic plan runs until 2022. So lucky me, I'm tasked with developing a new one. So the new plan, I've talked to all the officers and also Dave, who's treasurer-elect, will run through 2026 so that we're all on the same plan, and it will run through all of our presidencies. Norfolk Charities will also be included in our strategic planning process. And again, today is our first step, and we hope that you'll join us on this journey. Dave Duncan, as we said, is treasurer-elect and the perfect person to be leading us today to begin our strategic planning process, and we're lucky to have him. So please welcome Dave.
Thank you very much, Lori. Just come out here. Hey, Tom, I didn't know you were a Pittsburgh guy. Pitt, I'm a Duquesne grad.
All right.
I think I remember seeing you lying stone drunk on the lawn of the University of Pittsburgh.
I don't think so. How did you see that?
Thank you for the introduction, and good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Hey, Bob, I'm going to try to make this fun, all right?
Okay.
It's going to be a challenge. Who has ever died by PowerPoint presentation? Yeah, I know. Believe me, I've been there. However, this appeared to be the best method to deliver the information that we're trying to get across as we begin a strategic planning process. Who here has ever done or been involved in a strategic plan? That's what I thought. Anybody have a story? Speak.
Yes. So, I was walking along the beach one day with a friend of mine, and this frog pipes up and says, "Hey, kiss me, and I'll turn into a strategic planner." And so the guy next to me says, "Well, kiss him." And I said, "No, I think a talking frog is more valuable."
Is that part of the four-way test?
Are you the frog?
Yeah, by implication, yeah. Okay, that was pretty funny. So we're kind of like all business people, and we've been there and done all that kind of stuff. So strategic planning is very important. And I have had the opportunity, as have Lori, of working in some serious organizations like hospitals and healthcare centers where people live and die and everything. And I've always taken it very seriously. We're a club. This is not to be taken as seriously, perhaps, as in some other organizations, maybe like hospitals and banking. However, it is a recommended best practice from Rotary International down through the district to us. So we definitely want to do it in anticipation of Lori's presidency being a very good one. I have a story for you, though. Because I was so imbued with the logical, empirical decision-making criteria provided by strategic planning that I tried to take it home. And my wife's name's Linda. We've been married for 50-some years, I forget, okay? It's a long time. So I said, hey, Linda, I'm thinking we should do a strategic plan for our family. And Linda looks at me and says, hey, Dave, when you want to know what we're going to do, just ask me. And that's when I realized that families are not organizations. They're not bureaucracies. They're not monarchies. They're kind of like mine is a matriarchy. I thought for a while it was a patriarchy, but I was disillusioned. So we're a club, and this is kind of serious stuff, and I'm going to fly through the slides because I just want you to get an impression of where we are going with this. So thank you for your attention. Next slide, please, Jeff. Here's the intended outcome of the slideshow. What are we going to do? Why are we going to do it? And how are we going to do it? You'll see that what we'd like to focus on here is a cascading set of goals from Rotary International, and I'll show you theirs, down through the district to ours. This is like in a corporate setting. If you have a parent holding company, they set a lot of different aspects like vision, mission, and values. They set them, and they would really like for you as a wholly owned subsidiary to follow their lead, so to speak. It's the same thing with Rotary International. We're asked to follow their lead. Typical elements of a strategic plan are, as you well know, the values, the vision, the mission, and the goals and objectives. And they kind of go in that sequence of events, because your vision is typically rooted in the values which you hold dear. The mission is a way of accomplishing the vision, and goals and objectives are intended to be quantifiable intended outcomes of the mission. This is Rotary International's strategic plan as of right now. They may be working on it, but this is directly off their website. They have these values: fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. That is the value set by Rotary International. They also have a vision. Together, pardon me, I'm getting captured by the cord here. I need to read these. I don't have them memorized. I apologize. Pardon me for standing in front of you. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities, and they have a mission statement. We provide service to others, promote integrity, advance world understanding, goodwill, etc. Next slide, please. I need new glasses. Okay. Rotary International Statement of Strategic Plan. These are goals. You have the mission, vision, value, goals, objectives. I'm not going to read them. Suffice it to say that support and strengthen clubs, focus and increase humanitarian service, and enhance public image and awareness. They are basically the themes for Rotary International. Now we go from international to district. We're stepping down. Look at their values, or their vision statement and values. It's the same as Rotary International, okay? It's coming down. It's called Cascading Goals and Objectives. This is their strategic plan. They have identified objectives. They call that a mission. By the way, the semantics of strategic plans are kind of funny. You know, a goal can be an objective, and it doesn't really matter. As long as you document it, what you intend to do, that's the key. This is pretty. I got to give the district credit for coming up with such a pretty slide. You can see that they have 7 strategic goals, and the narrative describes in excruciating detail those particular goals. This is, to some extent, what we should be following. And one of my goals, with Lori's support and the other incoming leaders, is going to be identify a stream of continuity from Chicago to Richmond to Norfolk. I'm trying to identify that. Rotary Club of Norfolk. We have a current strategic plan. It's called Strategic Guidelines. Thank you to the previous presidents and the boards and everything for developing and working on this plan. This is the plan that we have right now that our last couple of years, Jim and Lorna and now Michael, this is the plan that they have been working on. The mission of the club is to provide service to others, to provide high ethical standards, and to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through its fellowship and business. And actually, that would be like a vision statement, and this is like a mission statement down below. These are the intended outcomes, the goals, objectives of the guidelines. Membership, size of the club. These are very contemporary issues which will probably follow through into our next proposed plan. Members, committees, public awareness, Rotary Club Foundation. Once again, we're striving for a continuity, a descending, so to speak, of the mission, vision, values from Chicago to Richmond down to Norfolk. That's our goal, cascading goals. They have a guide. Rotary International has paperwork on the web for everything. You aware of that? If you have any doubt, just go into Google or any of the browsers and type in anything with the word Rotary on it, and you will come up with reams of documentation on that subject. Here is the first step in the strategic planning process as identified by Rotary International as a best practice for Rotary clubs. Phase 1, determine your status. How is your club doing right now? And then it identifies what they recommend that you should be doing. This is the detail for phase 1. I would highlight over there on the top right-hand side, get a variety of perspectives. Make sure your club's vision reflects Rotary's official strategic vision. They're very concerned about that because of cascading goals. Align your club's goals to reflect those of your district. Once again, cascading goals. As a matter of fact, the directions for the strategic plan for any given Rotary club are to begin with Rotary International statements and then work your way down through the district to your own club. Who are we?
I don't walk around, I need my notes, but anyways, before we begin our strategic planning process, we want to make sure everybody knows who we are, for those of you who don't remember our history in total. So Rotary International Dashboard has a great dashboard for our club, and then our website, if you want to learn more about our history, has a great detailed listing. So we were founded in 1914 on May 1st. And we are the largest club in District 7600. So most of the clubs, at least 50%, are below 50 members, and we're the only club that has over 100 members. We lead the way in our district for Rotary International giving. Our goal, you can see we've almost met our goal, so if anybody has not made a gift, please do so we can get to our goal of $23,000. Next slide, please. Okay, we have a long history of giving back to our community. Unfortunately, the early years are not recorded, but you can see in 1959 we gave a $2,000 seed grant to the Norfolk Area Medical Center, which was a precursor for EVMS. That was the earliest gift I could find. We've supported CHKD through a charity horse show for many years. In 1980, we began the Career Visitation Day with Norfolk Public Schools. Over 25 years ago, we established the clubs at Norfolk Academy and ODU. And we painted and repaired over 135 homes during the campaign Paint Your Heart Out. Let's see. We were recognized as Conservationists of the Year for supporting the oyster reef restoration by the Chesapeake Bay Foundation. Next slide, please. We helped the Virginia Zoo build their barnyard exhibit, and for our Centennial Project, we gave away $100,000 to Rotary Smiles, and we put 2 computer labs in Norfolk Public Schools. 2015 was the inaugural year for Suds and Buds, and as we all know, it supports 3 charities, Rotary charities, and then Norfolk Botanical Gardens, and then we switched out the 3rd charity partner each year. In 2020, we began our very successful relationship with Hunt and Y. We purchased cots, blankets, walk-in freezers, stoves, heated storage trucks, and a whole bunch more. In 2 years, 20 and 21, we gave away $90,000 to over 40 nonprofits in our community. And these are just a few of the things that we've done within our club, but it's just important to be reminded of who we are and all the great things that we've got going on. So let's see, next slide. Okay, the Norfolk Brewery Foundation and the Hampton Roads Community Foundation was established in 1992. And without it, we would not be able to do all the grants that we do today. So today we have over $800,000 and our disbursement will be about $28,000. So good thinking that who knew there was going to be a pandemic, and 2020. So anyway, so because of that, we are able to give away at least $28,000, and it greatly helped with our giving last year as well. So next slide. Again, just to know who we are, we've got some membership trends. These are all on our dashboard at Rotary International if you want to do a deep dive. But you can see we had 130 members in 2017, and today we have 112. We have pretty consistently stated about 30% females to males. And next year, just for a fun fact, we'll be the first female Rotary International president. So who knows, maybe we'll see a big growth in our female membership. Next slide. Our age trends have been pretty consistent as well. We've got 10% of our members between 50 and 59, and then 25% between 60 and 69, and about 50% of our members are above 70. So it's important to remember as we plan our projects and our projects and our programs and our socials and things like that is the demographics of our club. Okay, next one. Just like today, we've had so many Paul Harris Fellows. We had a dozen today, which is really unbelievable. But Brewery International has done a great job of keeping track of all the Paul Harris Fellows we've had throughout the years. So if I counted correctly, we have over 350 Paul Harris Fellows that have come from our club. Wow. And they've given well over $1 million. So that's just a really big footprint, and we should be very proud of our history. Okay, the member survey. We are sending out a membership satisfaction survey in about 2 weeks, as soon as we can get it up and loaded in SurveyMonkey. And we're asking for your candid feedback. All the surveys will be confidential. After each portion of the survey, there'll be a section for comments, and so please use that to tell us what you're thinking, or if we forgot something, to ask something. Once we analyze the data, we will work to develop a plan, and then we'll come back to you, report out on that plan, and then get going. So we know it's important to have engaged members, and we hope that you will use this as an opportunity to tell us what you want our club to look like, how we can do things better, what we're doing well, and well, bottom line is happy members will grow our club and to even be more successful. So please take your time to fill out that survey, and I just want to thank you in advance for doing that, and turn it back over to Dave.
Thank you, Lori. Very nice job. Okay, that's an overview slide. Thank you. Next. Oh, here we go. Provide answers. Let's see if we've done this, all right? What are we going to do? Carry out strategic planning for our club. Why? Our club's current plan is coming to an end. How are we going to do it? According to the RI recommended process. Next. So thanks for your attention. Hey, Bob. Yes. Wasn't that fun? And, you know, I don't get the frog joke. I don't get it. Who's President Michael, explain the frog joke.
You know, humor is subjective. That's a great one, being a nonprofit. I've been around a lot of strategic plans. It's a great joke.
So I was at the Naval War College on the faculty, and everyone had a signature joke. Okay, many of them were off color. I had the only safe joke.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to Google that joke, and yeah, I'll figure it out. Thank you. Questions, comments? Yes. Yes.
So a comment for the club is that our first project, Rotary Club of Norfolk, was to start the boys club, and that was in the 19-teens.
Wow.
The club was less than 6 years old when it started its first project, and we later went back in the 30s, I believe it was, and was one of the big contributors to the building that is at 26th and Colonial. It's now apartments. So our giving goes all the way back to the boys club.
Wow.
Thank you, Seeger. Michael.
Just a comment to reiterate what Lori said about the survey. It's really important that you fill it out. We need a good cross-section of everyone's opinions. Tell us what we can do better, but also tell us what you like. Because sometimes that gets overlooked, and then when people are looking at it in a room, if nobody mentions that, hey, we really like getting together 3 times a month, we think, oh, well, nobody wants to get together 3 times a month, so let's scrap that. And I'm not suggesting that, but what I am saying is, if you like it, let us know. Also let us know what can we do better as a club.
Thank you.
The presentation really talked about the local actions. This club from early on also has contributed to international projects. It's just not as big a thing for this club, which is fun. It's just, that's the way it is. But there has been support for overseas projects.
Yes, Eleanor, and you're working on a big worldwide project as we speak. Good luck with that.
That'll be one of the objectives, to update the website with all the projects that were not listed on the website so far. No, I thank you. I appreciate it. I knew I would miss something, so I really appreciate you filling this in.
Anything else? Yes. Wait a minute. Is this another joke?
I'm tempted, but no. I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. Back in, I think it was like 2004 or 5 somewhere, we did a strategic plan, and that's when we went and we did the reading to the public schools and buying books. And that we did that for 5 years. And sometimes I think a lot of people have forgotten that, but we had like 18, 20 teams of readers going to the schools, and we spent $45,000 every year for 5 years buying the books and giving them to the Title I schools in Norfolk.
Nice.
And Bill Eisenbeis was a big driver of one of the teams, and they stuck with that school year in and year out, and other teams were like that too. I mean, it was quite a relationship with the schools. So for those of you who didn't know about that, that was a great strategic innovation that we did, and we completed,
Yeah, good things can come from strategic planning.
I just have to follow up on that. That's when I joined the club, and that was actually the hook. Jim O'Brien took me to lunch, and he talked about how we'd go into schools and read to kids, and I said, sign me up.
Okay. Yes.
Was that about the same time Rick Pentecost, I remember him, when he was president, I don't know if it, when he said, this club, in order to do a significant project, we need to devote a couple of 3 or more years to something. We can't just flash in the pan and expect to get it.
Right. Anything else? Yes, sir.
There was a comment made earlier about keeping in mind the age of the group when you're thinking about projects. And if you look at the trends you just shared, not unlike other service organizations, age tends to be up in years. Therefore, the future survival of the company, of the organization, and all organizations really service, we have to reach down to younger people, younger even than me. So we need to keep in mind perhaps projects that are encouraging to younger people to bring them along to do something that's fun and convince them this is a place they need to be for the long term.
Great point. Thank you. Okay, Michael, you're on.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, President-elect Lori. Super confident we'll have a fantastic plan and a really organized process. We're going to donate Shuri a Black Panther marble in both of your names to Ocean View Elementary. I think we've got a raffle.
A small one. $7 today is all, guys.
What? Big chance to.
This is how we pay for these projects.
Christmas cards or Christmas bills paid off, we can get back in. Anyway. Good point.
Okay, it's a blue ticket, 622. $622, 308, 622. Oh, Dr. Jones! Do you want to pick the card? At least let the card. Yeah.
$323 in the big pot.
Oh yeah. We're gonna take it. Sally's gonna win it.
Give it to Sally.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Jones. Okay, next week's meeting is going to be here at Scope again. Of course, Diane Starkey and guests from the Virginia Arts Festival will be here, so it should be entertaining. Any other announcements from the floor? We're adjourned.